Unlawful. Harvard University sues Trump administration over U.S. federal funding cuts. Harvard University announced on Monday that it has filed a lawsuit against President Donald Trump's administration for blocking its federal funding of more than $2.2 billion in grants after the institution said it would defy the Trump administration's demands to limit activism on campus. Taking to X, the university termed the federal funding freeze unlawful and beyond the government's authority. Moments ago, we filed a lawsuit to halt the funding freeze because it is unlawful and beyond the government's authority. President Alan Garber https://cof65kw4gal1 Harvard University Harvard April 21, 2025 Earlier on April 11, the Trump administration, in a letter to Harvard, had called for broad government and leadership reforms at the university and changes to its admissions policies. It also demanded that the university audit its views of diversity on campus and stop recognizing some student clubs. Following this, Harvard President Alan Garber said the university would not bend to the demands. In response to this, the government froze billions of dollars in federal funding. The government has not and cannot identify any rational connection between anti-Semitism concerns and the medical, scientific, technological, and other research it has frozen that aims to save American lives, foster American success, preserve American security, and maintain America's position as a global leader in innovation, said the lawsuit, filed in Boston federal court. Nor has the government acknowledged the significant consequences that the indefinite freeze of billions of dollars in federal research funding will have on Harvard's research programs, the beneficiaries of that research, and the national interest in furthering American innovation and progress, it added. Calling the funding freeze arbitrary and capricious, Harvard's suit said it violated its First Amendment rights and the statutory provisions of Title VI of the Civil Rights Act. Within hours, the White House lashed back. The gravy train of federal assistance to institutions like Harvard, which enrich their grossly overpaid bureaucrats with tax dollars from struggling American families, is coming to an end, White House spokesman Harrison Fields said in an email Monday. Taxpayer funds are a privilege, and Harvard fails to meet the basic conditions required to access that privilege. For the Trump administration, Harvard presents the first major hurdle in its attempt to force change at universities that Republicans say have become hotbeds of liberalism and anti-Semitism. A part of that is targeting research funding, which has fueled scientific breakthroughs but has become an easy source of leverage for the Trump administration. In its letter earlier this month, the administration told Harvard to impose tougher discipline on protesters and to screen international students for those who are hostile to the American values. The letter also called for broad leadership reforms at the university, changes to admissions policies, and the removal of college recognition for some student clubs. The government also demanded that Harvard audit its faculty and student body to ensure wide viewpoints in every department and, if necessary, diversify by admitting additional students and hiring new faculty. Swipe left for next video. Last Monday, Harvard said it would not comply, citing the First Amendment. The following day, Trump took to his Truth Social platform, questioning whether the university should lose its tax-exempt status if it keeps pushing political, ideological, and terrorist-inspired supporting sickness with agency inputs. Latest blogs.